Motherboard ASUS Prime Z690P. At the first I install SSD. I have a 1TB Corsair MP600 PRO XT. There is 3 M.2 slots. If you want to install the SSD on M.2_1 slot and use the motherboard heatsink, you must remove the pre-installed heatsink of SSD. Because of warranty, I prefer use the other slot with its own heatsink. After that, put the i7-13700K CPU on processor socket, and do not push the CPU by finger and do not remove the processor socket cover by hand. This cover is removed automatically when locking the socket. Be careful. Pay attention to the grooves on the edge of the processor and put it in the right direction. Now I have to prepare and install processor cooling system. Almost all cooling systems contain brackets suitable for new generation processors. Here I just have ILGA 1200 compatible bracket. Fortunately, additional holes for LGA1200 compatible cooling systems are also available on ASUS Intel 600 series motherboards. Then I use the holes that are for LGA1200 both on bracket and motherboard to install bracket on the board. If you are going to install the radiator in front of your case, the fans must inhale the cool air from outside the chassis, and if you want to install the radiator in top of case, put the fans in these direction. Inside the chassis. 2 fans in front and 1 in back. Front fans inhale the outside cool air and back fan blow the hot air out. install the board on the right place. Then install the 64GB Corsair VENGEANCE RAM on. Memory modules are installed in slots only in one direction. You should install 2 of the same sticks as a matching pair on the same color slots and then another 2 that are the same in the remaining 2 slots. If you wish to install an AIO cooler, we recommend installing the AIO cooler after installing the motherboard into the chassis. Although you have to use an AIO cooler for a 13th gen processor. Install the cooling radiator on top of the chassis. Connect the AIO pump cable to the AIO pump header. There is 2 headers to use as CPU fans headers. CPU fan and CPU opt headers. Connect one cable of cooler fan to CPU fan header and use the special cables that are in the cooler box to connect 2 other cooler fans into the CPU OPT header. If your chassis support USB 3.2 Type-C and USB 3.2 Gen 1, there is 3 headers to connect these modules, also 2 headers for USB 2 modules. The system panel header supports several chassis-mounted functions. Front panel audio header, system power LED header, PLED. Storage device activity LED header, HDD_LED. System warning speaker header, speaker. Power button/soft off button header, PWRSW, and reset button header, reset. All chassis cables are labeled and easily identified. The power supply plugs are designed to fit in only one orientation. Find the proper orientation and push down firmly until the power supply plugs are fully inserted. Connect all cable to power supply and put it in case. It is recommended plug both 8-pin and 4-pin 8TX power to supply the all needed CPU power. I plug 2 cable in PC power on power supply. One cable is 8 to 8-pin and the other is 8 to 4-pin cable. And connect 3PC cable for 3090 RTX graphic card. And 4-pin SATA power for case fans and HDD. At the last, install the GeForce RTX 3090 Hall of Fame, and plug in 8-pin cables. Check all connections correctly be connected.